Okay, episode 5. Okay, episode 5 with John Mitchell. What a gent. That man is a delight. Lovely person. Some of you may know. Some of you may know him. Mixed MMA fighter. Very strong amateur record. Good pro record so far. All wins. This boy's going places. Fantastic mindset. Isn't too hyped. Isn't lacking in confidence. I like talking to him. This was another good podcast. Again, we discussed a lot of the basics. Fighting, his career, diet, nutrition, things we get up to outside work. But we also covered people and goals and motivation to succeed and to be bigger and better than what the average is. And our frustration when we speak to people who just don't seem to have the motivation or the drive to move from where they are, and they're stuck in the middle lane and with no intention of gravitating or succeeding anywhere. So we discussed that, and we have a crucial few moments discussing that, and so it's a good thing to listen to. So another strong podcast. I'm really enjoying these podcasts. They're good crack. I hope you are too. Please like and subscribe if you are, and share my content to your stories. Nah, seriously though, please throw me out a bit of free publicity if you're so inclined. Rambleland, episode 5 with John Mitchell. Johnny boy, it's Johnny.
Happy to be here.
Hello,
thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. How was your day today?
Brilliant, man. Much better now that I got all the flavoured water and I'm in a nice apartment and everything, being spoiled.
We have to take care of our guests, don't we? We have to have that,
100%.
extra pizzazz. I freaked out because I realised then I didn't have any lemons. There was limes there. I was like, bollocks, I meant to not get my lemons. I was going to run out before you rocked in, but I didn't in the end, so I hope the limes are right.
No, the lime's perfect.
Lime can be a bit bitter. But,
like myself.
nah, man, you're a lovely fella. So, tell me, what you get up to today so far?
Not much, man. Just rehabbing this knee, I did. I woke up. I was at Aaron O'Callaghan's. He's a cryotherapy centre. He was just spraying it, and then I went to upper body weights.
Cryotherapy?
Yeah.
Does he have the tanks?
He has the spray. So because I went to him first because I damaged my hand before a fight, and even in the fight, by fighting then I made it so much worse and had a load of ligament damage, and nothing could fix it. You know the way ligaments are so sticky, and then this is the only thing that fixed it. So I'm just praying that the same thing happens to my knee now,
How does it work?
So he has this gas cylinder, and then free a really cold spray comes out and you can see it all, it looks like ice coming out in your leg. Yeah, it kind of looks like a carbon dioxide thing, but it's
And when you feel it on your hand, does it not burn?
A little bit, but my LCL ligament burns a bit more, so grand. Do you know what I mean?
And so the logic behind it is what? To reduce the inflammation?
Yeah, reduce inflammation, yeah.
And allow it then to just heal?
Yeah, literally, throw it away cold water therapy, or putting deep freeze on you, but then much more. This goes way further down into the muscle, because it's so cold.
And how many times would you have to get a treatment on a particular injury?
We'll see now. I'm going to go to him 3 times this week, and hopefully that bangs it out of it, So
just to fill in as well, because I'd say by the time people hear this podcast, they'll know your fight 12th December can't go.
Yeah, off
knee.
Yeah.
And what exactly did you do again?
So I was doing jiu-jitsu rounds, and so a knee bar is where you hyperextend the knee and can hurt your PCL ligament because it pulls on the kneecap backwards, but he was the fella I was rolling with was doing it on bottom and half guard. It's a thing he does with his legs. It's also a knee bar, but not with your arms, so not your conventional type. So I actually wasn't really fully aware it was a submission.
Yeah.
And the problem with knees is that it's not like an arm bar where if you hyperextend your elbow you feel pain, and if you don't tap it'll snap.
Yeah.
But you feel pain, but with knees you don't feel it until it happens.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the next one I turned it at an angle, so sideways, so the inside of my knee, and then I was I'm screaming in pain, and any time in the gym I've got a bad injury, I wouldn't be screaming, so I was fuck. So I was
did you hear a pop or anything?
no, man, just bad pain, so that's why I think it's not too bad. And then after I was screaming, but then I was oh jeez, it's grand. I was more yelping than screaming now, to be fair. But then I tried throw a few shots off my hands, and then my knee felt really unstable, so I was fuck, I better leave it. And then the next day it felt fine. but it just felt kind of weird, like, you know what I mean.
Okay.
But then I like went to the doctor, and he was like, "You have an LCL sprain, if not a small tear, so he's going to get an MRI." And I was like all, like I was saying, like all like those close to me that you've listened to, like my team, like my sister's a doctor, and she was like, "This is the one thing you can't push now." She's like, "This will put you out for months." Aaron Maguire, my head coach, he tore both his ACLs, so like he's missed like probably like a cumulative 4 years of his career. Do you know what I mean? And like, do you know, like it was a long road back from him, and he's the like coach of a gym, so I didn't want that to happen to me. Like if I'm 4 years out, like you're looking.
Did Aaron push it when he injured it? Was it?
He didn't know, and he went through 2 fights, and then it was completely
He
bollocks.
had 2 torn ACLs and didn't know, or a torn ACL.
Torn ACL, and then worse, like, and then another one happened, like Dominic Cruz type stuff. So like, you know, and I saw what a long road it was back from him, and then like, do you know, like one of my best friends, Dylan Maher, like you know as well, like his knees goosed altogether, man, and he came back a bit soon, he was saying, and he hurt it again. So and now he's coming back and he's doing well, obviously. But like, so when I was looking at them, I was like I'm in a stage of my career now where like you could see from the last fight, there's a lot of hype, a lot of guys talking with the UFC, putting my name up there with good lads. So like now is not the time to put it all on red and blow out my knee and miss next season, like.
Because that's what I was saying to you when we were talking about it earlier, was that like, do you not feel that by pulling out of this fight now that you're going to hamper, as you said, all that momentum that's building, but you're actually thinking that no, you're going to conserve that momentum almost for when you're
man,
ready
100%. Like, do you know, like that's it exactly. Like it's like right now, like I'm fortunate where like the Cage Warriors lads are hot me, like they like it. Do you know, like people in Cork have got a good thing. That like I've had a good first year as a professional. So just like obviously I'd like to fight and go 3-0 going into 2021. But man, just take that like a fight of the night and probably one of the submissions of the night. Like so, like. Why rush it, blow out my knee, and like give this lad that I'm supposed to fight half a camp? Like, I still think I do him on half a camp, but like, you just can't do it anyway. Like, so.
And with all the other people who haven't been able to go forward with their fights because of Corona and stuff, it's not the end of the world. And for another fight to be cancelled,
do you know what I mean?
They might need to investigate it too hard. Like, okay, right, whatever. We'll reschedule. Has it been rescheduled?
I don't know what they're doing with it. Like that's all. Like I've got manager Barry, like, so I just show up to fight, and like if I can't fight, then he does all the rest, the logistics of it, like, so you know.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
What belt are you actually in jiu-jitsu?
Blue belt, but like, do you know what I mean? Man? Do you know what I mean? Like I don't wear the gi, like.
And like, would you say, when did you start doing gi?
I was always kind of doing it on and off, like so maybe I started 5 years ago and I've been doing gi since then, like.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And you're still in blue.
Well, look, you know, I don't be doing it, like. Well, like, Joe.
Ryan was saying he doesn't want to do a gi. He wants to be. What did he say to me? He wants to be the first ever black belt that doesn't know how to tie his belt or something. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so in our gym it'd be different. Like Liam Beecher would be our lad. He's like a really, really good black belt and high level, but with his thing, like, you have to be wearing the gi and in the sport because it's a different sport. Like,
it is,
like, you know, like say, like, even if I was submitting like really good lads in the UFC, like, but if I'm not wearing, you see John Jones, he doesn't wear the gi. He's a white belt. Demetrius Johnson's a white belt. Like, so. Yeah. So, you know,
I didn't know that.
It's a different sport. Like, you know what I mean? It's. Like if I'm good at tennis doesn't mean that like I should get the accolades in badminton, you know what I mean?
So I know what you mean. That's mad. It's actually interesting because I used to only do no-gi, and again it was on and off. I'm ferociously injury prone, and so it was just not committing to it, combined with other things. And it was only recently enough, because in my head, the logic was in my head was that like, oh, if you're going to end up street fighting somebody, you're not going to be in a gi, so obviously it's best to train, you know, relatively normal clothes.
Well, you could grab his hoodie, like.
you can't, but you can't, no gi, you can't grab onto him.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of my mates pointed out, he goes, you do know, like, that you're allowed to grab gi, so if you want something to be realistic to a street fight, it's going to be gi, you're going to
yeah, man, training. You know from being a bouncer, you see people grabbing each other's tops, like,
this is
it, like.
It came to reality. I was like, I actually don't know how to manhandle people using their own clothes.
Yeah.
And I started doing gi.
Yeah.
Different sport from
big time. Gi. Yeah, so there you go,
and
like.
It is so much more fun. It is so much more fun.
The jury's out on that.
Oh, no, no gi is so much better. Gi is so much better.
A preference.
Man, there's something real satisfying about grabbing a hold of them and that real forceful drag.
Have you ever tried elbowing lads in the head, like? It'll grow on you too.
What's the price like? Not that I'm allowed to talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
But so as a result though, I'm bottom with the feeders for the white belts as well. Going back to the knee though for 2 minutes. So just going back to the cryo, because I was curious about that cryo. So you've had one session of car.
Yeah,
this
well,
morning,
I've had one session just on the knee, but I've had a good few over the years. Like,
on all different.
Yeah.
What other injuries have you got in cryo on?
like just after Thai fights, I had it on my shin, I had it on my wrist, I had it on just. Mostly it's just really good. Well, I find anyway, it's really good for inflammation and swelling. Like, so
Yeah.
you know, I've had it a lot of places there.
And are you? Is it like a relief afterwards?
Yeah, like you know, like you know, if something's pain and you stick it in ice and it's just numbed, like it's more like that, you know.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah,
It is
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And are you still working at the minute? Aside from the lockdown, were you working up until this lockdown?
Yeah. So like, I was working in just a few gyms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not with Soho anymore?
No.
When did you leave Soho?
The first lockdown. Like, you know, I was with.
Were you still looking for staff since then, though? Are you
Oh,
still
yeah.
in and out?
I was just helping them with the roster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering that.
Yeah.
And so first lockdown, where did you leave?
Well, look, like the thing about security was it was only ever something I was doing during college.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So like, and you know yourself, it supplements those hours really well. But then like, once I finished college, then now like I didn't want to be in security because I felt like I nearly pay my dues in it. Like, it's like, you know, like it's like up like late nights, like rough work, and then I wanted like just progress my career and other stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
So much fun, man.
It can be, man.
You ended up a manager, and maybe
Yeah. That's when the game changes, and once you get a girlfriend and all the perks are gone, man. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. I was saying to Ryan as well. He was saying that he'd probably keep, even if he was a successful fighter, like he wants to keep up the bouncing as well.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Yeah.
But did you finish? What course did you just finish? So,
A master's in sports and exercise management.
and what was your undergrad?
Commerce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you plan to use then commerce, or are you going to use either of them?
They complement each other, like, so, like, you know, it's both their business courses, like, so do you know what I mean? So now that I'm just done college, I'm kind of just exploring what I like.
Okay.
So do you know, there's a few different routes I could go. Like, one of them is maybe opening up my own gym down the line. So like, that's why I was intent in just doing a lot of personal training experience. You know what I mean? So like, that's what I was doing for a while in a few different gyms, just getting a feel for that, kind of learning the industry a bit more. Because like, do you know, the more successful I am as a fighter as well, the more how that will complement the other thing, like how you have that base set up. Because I'm also PTing a lot of people, like pre-lockdown times, like you know, in the gym. And like for a while, I'd like a client base, maybe 15 people, like coming to me every week, which was grand. And that was like with just a few posts off my Instagram. So you know, and it was like complimentary to the course of how to market it. And I was doing beginner courses and stuff like that. So like these beginner courses and PTs will turn into something more like a brick and mortar thing down the line. Do you get me? Yeah.
And so at the minute now, there's nothing really going on for you.
Well, at the minute now, everything just got cancelled there last week with my knee. Like,
And when did you do the knee?
last Monday.
It's still fresh.
It's fresh as fuck. Yeah. But it's all good. Like man, like it. I have to wait for the MRI, which should be coming now. Like, if not today, then tomorrow. But like, I wasn't in pain the next. I'd say I have a grade 1 tear. Like, praying anyway. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just maybe 3 weeks rehab. Like, so.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be worse.
Yeah, no, it could be worse, man. You should be able to pull it back, like.
I will, yeah.
And so over the lockdown, what were you getting up to?
Just training flat, man. Like in many ways, it was a great camp because like work was closed, but you were getting like supplemented to work through the 350, like, and then beautiful, like we'll never get it again, boy.
Well, until we're famous.
Yeah.
Just existing.
That's it, like. But until then, like, and then I was training all day every day because like nothing else to do. But I'm exempt to train because of like jump professional athletes, like.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So like,
you get a special.
yeah, man. Even going through checkpoints, like, unreal. Even going through checkpoints, like, I'd be like, I'm trained professional fighting, and like the guards would be like, which is legit. Like, no, they'd literally be asking there, like, who you fighting and stuff. And like the only real proof I had was showing them my cover photo, like, something like that. Yeah, it was sound, man.
I didn't know that went on.
Oh,
that's sick. And were you training? You have Cork MMA.
Yeah.
And you BJJ Cork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like MMA Cork, branch from BJJ Cork.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, BJJ Cork was first.
Yeah, and then we're the MMA side of that, like.
I actually didn't realise that you're affiliated with Pedro.
Bessa, yeah.
So I'm going to Dragon in Ballincollig.
Oh, with Peter. Unreal,
man.
I
love that.
He's unbelievable, Peter, man. Like, he's like, like anytime you go to him, you just be like, how can this lad just be like, does everyone not know who he is? Like, you know, he's a beast, man. Yeah.
He isn't getting the publicity, for want of a better word, that he deserves.
Man.
He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in the industry, and he's got this expansive knowledge.
Oh.
It's just crazy.
And then he's a killer as well, man. He's a murderer.
He's
like,
a murderer.
and I remember, like, we went rolling. Like, there used to be this thing in BJJ Cork, and like during the day we could come in and we could grapple with each other. And he did like a 25-minute round with me, man. And like, you know, like I'm young in camp. I'm sure he's just back from some injury, and he was just smashing me, and I was just like, how, like, if I was as good as this guy, man, everyone would know it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Like, we have some big heavy hitters come to the gym. Like, there's a lot of non-nationals that are there. There's one fella in particular called Carl.
Oh yeah.
Massive big dude. I think he's
Red hair.
No, he's short. You'd see him at the fight nights.
Oh yeah.
He goes ringside fight nights. Humongous individual.
Yeah.
Big tattoos down his arm. I think he's a purple belt.
He's in Samson.
Is he in Samson? Okay, that could be him.
Yeah.
I only know him from security.
Yeah. That's
He's
him.
in-
Yeah.
I think he's now head of security in Pennies or somewhere.
Ah,
for the
it's
time being,
that's a
like.
tough gig, man.
It is a tough.
Yeah,
gig.
yeah.
I would not.
You
do
need
it
a lot of
myself.
eyes on deck for that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
And like with the rate of theft that they have, you feel a lot of pressure.
Big time.
You know, because
Yeah.
all the pressure go out under your nose is what you must be incompetent.
I've heard about them though. I've heard about them a lot, and apparently, like, their like CCTV system is like serious, like pinpoint, like.
I believe that.
Yeah, because you always see people. I often see people getting arrested from there anyway. Like, they be catching them alright. Like,
You would love to watch it happen though. How dumb are some people?
I'd say some are crafty as well though. Do you know what I mean?
And
Like,
do ever
yeah. Like, there must be some people going in there and just like they probably put it down their top and go up and pay for something as well. Do you know what I mean?
The best ones are the ones that are the ballsiest.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are paying for one item while robbing four.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Wearing the t-shirt, buying something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
those
Like,
fellas,
yeah.
But yeah, so he be training down in Dragon as well, and so he must be.
120 maybe.
I'm thinking 120.
Yeah, because he's tough. Like, yeah, he's a
'Cause
big
he's
lad.
tall,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And Peter just manhandles.
Do you know what I mean? And like man. But you know, like Liam Beechner, like out of everyone I've rolled with, like to this day, like maybe it's like kind of like because he always smashed me. It's like in my head, but he's like every time I've ever gone with him, and I haven't gone with him now in a while. Liam Beechner, man, if you ever got to roll with him, he's just so good. Like you know, it's like I'm playing checkers and he's playing like 3D chess, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a thing. Like you know, we're doing different things to each other. Like I'm surviving and he's thriving. Do you know what I mean? Like he's looking for shit. I'm just
He's
trying.
probably training other fellas while he's
Oh
rolling
man,
through, like.
do you know this? Like, so say like saying like the MMA, like you know, it's gone. Like this is the thing about those guys have been underrated. Like, so in the MMA, it's gone well so far. Clearly, like you know, like amateur UK and Irish number one professional. So like, and I've sparred loads of pros around the country, and I like rarely. I just to be honest, have I gone to another gym and have I felt like I wasn't one of the better pros there? Do you know what I mean? But Aaron Maguire, man.
Seriously.
Like I was and like even rolling with people, like I'll be smashing lads. Do you know what I mean? Like even that lad that I fought there, that Braikalski lad, he was a wrestler, submitted him. Aaron Maguire last day had me down in side control, and like you know from how little you're going on this, he was fixing his nose while smashing me. And man, like not even to mind, like think about if you're rolling with someone and you're able to fix your nose. And he wasn't even flexing, he was just doing it because his nose was itchy. And I was spasming, like I was like, what? That's who, and then guys like Peter like that as well, man. Like there's some killers in Cork for jiu-jitsu.
But they're dedicated to it. They love it.
Yeah.
When you love something, it's so much easier to become a master at it.
100%. It's the only way.
You're
Do you know what I
watching
mean?
it off.
Yeah.
You're just constantly consuming it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to get it into you.
That's the only way to become master at it, though, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Because I was talking about this. The podcast coming out this week is with a fellow called Tall Guys, European bodybuilding champion.
Class.
Man. I have great time for this man.
Yeah.
Great time for me. So smart. Massive into the nutrition and everything as well. But we're discussing big time having goals and desires and being interested in what you're doing. For example, it was in relation to college courses and people just picking college for the sake of going to college, or I don't know, keep the parents happy, whatever it is, and they hate it, they fail, they drop out, all this kind of stuff. And it was just the defining factor between people who either did well, like obviously there's a lot of people who do well who maybe don't love what they're doing, they're just intelligent or they're motivated, driven, but the ones who really do well are the ones who really enjoy what they're doing.
100%.
And again, it comes back to fighting.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, and drink fighting, and that end goal is all you can consider.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to fight a person like that.
Man, I'll tell you this much, right? Like so when I was when I was like 14, like I was obsessed with rowing. Okay, like so. Did you ever hear this?
Rower. You're a flipping
That's
rower.
it, man.
These
Yeah.
rowers.
Yeah, man.
I'm not admitting now. Rowers rowers, man, they, whatever it is about rowing, they produce beasts.
Oh man,
Beasts.
but it's bred into you from such a young age because, like, you know, in rowing, like, it's like similar to jiu-jitsu where, like, you know, because like the skill, like, well, actually this is similar to jiu-jitsu because the skill set's low. Like, you know, it takes a bit of skill to row, but like the majority of it, it's the graft, it's the grind. Like, so you know, there's like a direct correlation with rowing with like how hard you work to how you do. Like,
I've never seen a sport though where you give more effort to get as little reward as this.
That's it. Like, so like that's why it's all like. But that's all in your psychology as well because you're doing it for like a really pure purpose, which is similar to fighting. Like you know, like I think so for me anyway. Right, when I first did rowing, like there was a thing called the sculling ladder in Cork, and like in the sculling ladder in Cork, there's like 3 boat clubs on the river, like Shandon Lee and Cork Boat Club. And you race and you do a time trial. And the first time I ever did it, I like came 82nd or 85th. I lost to like 40 girls. Like I did like the worst, man, the worst. But then because of that, like I just grafted, went to the World Championships, won the sculling ladder like 5 years in a row. Like, yeah, man. Like, but my point is like that's why that helped me so much going into fighting because like you said, it was just because I used to like eat, sleep, and breathe rowing.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know where when the bubble popped and I went to fucking fighting, I just eat, sleep, and breathe fighting. And you know, I had similar successes, and like they're too different to just be talented at both.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't say so. Like, it is just graft. As opposed on the flip side of that, when I was in commerce, I did a placement in KPMG doing accounting, you know, and like I was probably the worst accountant in the whole building, man. Like in the building, like I'd be getting looks off the other accountants. I was so bad. Do you know what I mean?
Here?
So like it only matters if you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You didn't like accounting, so
like it was actually the equivalent to watching paint dry. Like man, and like even like I actually just felt like, you know, they say like find your people, find your purpose. Like when I was in accounting, I felt like an alien, man. Like even with my coffee mug sitting there looking at it, I was like there's me versus them. Like it was the worst. It
wasn't you.
Like, but like if I like something, like I was saying, I can be really good at it. If I dislike something, it shocks me how bad I am. Like the worst. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but I think that's almost like one of the sort of truest personalities you can have.
Yeah.
Because people know what they're dealing with, and if you're actually invested in something, you're good at it. They know then you actually have a flair for it, you're interested in it.
Yeah.
When did you give up the rowing then?
So I came back from the World Championships and I was in 6th year, and it got to this point where like I was 18 and like I'd kind of done what I wanted to do in rowing nearly, like, you know what I mean? I just kind of proved to that fat kid at 14 that like I'm actually the like football heel, like I was the best, like, you know, but so you have to make 70 kg to be a lightweight rower, like 70 kg on the day. So you're walking around all the time at like 72. Right now I'm about 84. So like I cut big weight to get to lightweight, 70 the day before. So like, but and then like just being realistic, because you have to be in sports, like you know, like that's important. That like I was like, I'm never going to get to Olympic level because I'm too small to be a heavyweight and I'm too big to be a lightweight. So I'm caught in the middle ground. So, and then like you said, like it's kind of thankless, like, and stuff like that. So then I always wanted to fight, it's something that like if you knew me from growing up, you'd always say I was kind of suited to, and like, you know, like my dad was big into boxing, my grand was big into boxing, as cliche sounds, always getting in fights, like, do you know what I mean? So I always wanted to give it a go, and I felt like I'd be really good at it. Like, so then like it was kind of weird because I transferred like almost overnight, like all that energy and focus I put into rowing just showed up at the gym and was like, I want to train 12 times a week. You know what I mean? So like then
you first rocked up to.
So I first rocked up to Samson.
Yeah.
So I first rocked up to Samson, and
they must have been like, who's this string being like?
Yeah, man. But then I went to college in UL, and actually, sorry, the first time I was ever properly boxing was my dad lived in Cavan, and there's this gym up there in Carrickmacross in Monaghan. Actually, it's like on the border, and I just went, like, I was working in this chicken slaughterhouse, and every time I finished my shift, I used to go boxing with this pro boxer Owen Duffy and Christine McMahon, and then I went to UL and started boxing out of this club. And then the second I dropped out of that course because I didn't like it, I met Aaron Maguire and just fucking hammered it like since. You know what I mean?
Why did you drop out in UL?
I was doing chemical engineering, and I just don't know why I picked that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds good.
That was it. Like, I have to do something. Like,
so you actually weren't fighting while you were rowing?
No.
Okay, you transferred back across.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting you mentioned there where you're kind of in that middle ground category between the too light for heavy, too heavy for light.
Yeah.
Because there's that debate at the minute about opening the 165 category in the UFC.
Yeah.
And like, do you think there's a place for that?
Yeah, for sure. Like, do you know, if the more they can get away from like 7 kg between the weights is too big. Like,
Is it?
yeah, like, and you know, it's not even like it doesn't even really make sense the way it goes. Like 61 kg or like 57 kg flyweight, 61 kg, yeah. So like 4 kg, and then 61 to 65, 6, so 5 kg,
Yeah.
and then to 74 kg, and then 7 kg.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like why? And
Yeah.
then and then another like to middle, and then to light, and then after light heavyweight just fucking 220
Yeah.
or 120. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
That makes
so
no
you
sense.
actually think, yeah.
Yeah,
You're putting it in there
like,
as well.
like all the lightweights are fine, and you don't want to like make too many world titles. I get that, so it's not like boxing, but like 165 is still or even it's too big a stretch. Like
Yeah.
to not have that, I think.
So you're back in Cork. You start training in Samson.
Yeah,
You gravitate away from Samson.
I just went to college, so I was just tipping away there, and
Yeah.
then went to college, and I was in St Francis Boxing Club in Limerick.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I get it. So Samson was before you went to UL.
yeah,
Then you went to UL, and then when you did commerce, where did you do commerce?
Cork,
Okay. And then when you came back here, you joined with
MMA Cork.
MMA Cork.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
where you've been ever since.
Yeah,
Hitting it like a madman.
flat to the mat, man. And it was cool because like the origin of that stuff, like gym is pretty cool because I just rocked up to Aaron Maguire and I was like, oh, I want to do MMA, and he's like, who's this over energetic
Yeah.
ADD head lad just coming
Yeah.
in wanting to fight everyone, like. And then when we started the gym, Aaron had just started MMA Cork, so it wasn't really a thing yet. So like it was BJJ Cork, so like that's what we fought out of initially. But Aaron, who was only 25 and I think he was the same age as me, took me, his brother Jack Maguire, our other really good friend Jack Monaghan, and it was just like three of us just started competing, like. And like we didn't have like a Facebook page, an Instagram page. We had no gym hoodie. Like we'd only just made it. Like
Yeah.
so, and then in our first year we went 10-0.
Oh.
Yeah, and no, like there's a few lads that joined our gym since, and like they say like it was the weirdest thing ever from Cork. Like and they said because you were just rocking up at this thing, no one had heard of that gym before, and now you're winning. Like, and we couldn't find you on Facebook to find where this was even. Like.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
So all we had when we first started was we were renting from this Thai boxing gyms, Simon Wires, and we had a blue crash mat, and we still have the blue crash mat, even though we have a big gym now. Like,
Seriously?
yeah, man, yeah.
That's deadly.
And now, like,
that's a savage story.
boy, and like, you know, like when we were doing it as well, like so say now, like in the gym, there's like a hierarchy of like standards competition. So like Aaron has this really good system. It's like nearly a college thing because he's such a good mind for it. Yeah. So it's like you come to the gym, you're a raw novice. Yeah. You start training, you develop your skills, then eventually you start doing grappling competitions in the cage, like just against the other novices. You know, Aaron videos it, and you get that feel of competition without it being a competition. Then you go from grappling competitions to MMA sparring in the cage with a novice. If you do well at that, you go to a novice competition. If you do well at that, you start sparring the amateurs. If you do well at the amateurs, you go to amateur competition. Then you start sparring the good amateurs. Then you can work all the way up to me. Do you know what I mean? And then you're ready for pro. But you know, like the pro is like, so it's cool. It's a good, like you could go like
Within the gym, he's got them sort of graphed in his head between novice, amateurs.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like as opposed, but when we first did it, like we didn't really know if Aaron, like if what Aaron was saying was going to work, man.
Yeah.
And then it just did.
So this was his little baby. This was his business
Literally,
idea. And he made it work.
And like now, like just factually have all the belts in like Irish MMA and Cork, like, do you know what I mean? So, like just like on like
That's a success
domestic
story,
level,
like.
yeah, man. Well, look, it's not over yet. Do you
So
know?
you're starting really, like you're
Oh,
only
yeah.
just beginning to produce almost world-renowned fighters.
Well, that's it, man. Like you know, like you just have to believe, like get to the UFC, get
You
to
have a
the
fantastic amateur record. Like.
and like Jack Maguire had the exact same, like both UK and Irish number one, like. Do you know? So and that's Aaron, like that's
But
not
then you
us.
could have situations such as we saw Reece McKee did all the way because he was actually fighting on the same card. While I was doing security at the Cage Warriors for you.
Oh yeah,
last November.
Cage Warriors Cork, yeah.
Yeah.
Touched him with a shot, Hakon Foss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the main card of that night.
Yeah.
The next fight then I think he had was the UFC.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
went
it was,
from there
yeah.
straight in the UFC, got beaten, and then got beaten again last weekend.
Yeah.
Why? How did he get beaten twice?
So like the first time, like, man, it's Jim Ave. Do you know what I mean? Like do you know, like
That's what that's
that's the thing,
That's what
like
people are looking at.
yeah,
like
like
lucky, bad luck. You ended up with him.
and like, do you know, like he didn't get a full camp. Like, do you know, at least if he was going to fight Jim Ave, like give him a full camp. Like I think Reece is class, man, and I think he's tested, and I think he's fought like loads of good guys. But like Jim Ave just beat John Phillips middleweight, not tapping him, man. Like a 2-round fight, like, and so he's done a camp. And now you're just giving him a 2-week fluffer, and then like Reece hadn't done a camp against Jim Ave, man. So like,
I didn't realise that.
None. So like Graham, like they were like, you're flying out in like T minus 12 days to fight this guy. He didn't even know who he was fighting. Like, so like that's tough to prepare. And if it's an elite level, because Chimaev clearly is going to an elite level. You know what I mean? At least give him a camp. Like that sounds like, to my mom, that would make sense to her. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and then like that last guy, Morono. Like. I thought, like, he's a 25-year-old kid fighting that, like, veteran, like, you know, it's still good. It's just tough that he got him again. Like, I like,
he did put up a good fight.
really good fight, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, just see his face after. Like, I think he's a G anyway. Like, I hope he wins that next one. He needs to.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's the problem with the UFC. It's cutthroat. Like, they're just.
It's hard to get back into it, man. You know what I mean? Like, you see, Paul Redmond got kicked out, done well since. Norman Park left, didn't get back in. Do you know? Few lads do, like Nicholas Dalby did, but like Nicholas Dalby went killing lads ever since.
Yeah, he really came back knocking on that door. Like, look, I've proved myself here. Give me another chance.
Yeah, but Reese is also 25, man.
He's got the time.
You could retire for 2 years, come back and be back in there by 29. You know what I mean?
Speaking of fighters who operated with barely any preparation, Paul Felder. I was listening to his post fight from Saturday. He went from 182 to 155.
Was that what he was? 182?
182.
Fuck.
Training for the triathlon in March, whenever it was. Cruising, like, I cannot understand. He did that in 5 days.
Stud, man.
How?
What a legend, like.
How?
Yeah. But that's been a
then he put on that performance.
Yeah, man.
That looks a sick scrap.
But Joe, he's like at that stage of his career where, like, Joe, he's like nearly retired. Like, he's retired probably like at most 1 more fight, 2 more fights, definitely not 10 more. So like, Joe, when you're a veteran like that, man, like I see it in Thailand with the Thais, like there'd be guys and Joe, they'd be drinking their Singham beer, smoking fags, and I saw him doing 5-round fights. Like when you're so used to fighting, you just jump in, man.
This is the thing with DeSantos.
He's a vet too, though. So
he is a does.
Yeah.
But what he was saying was that he didn't say he was nervous, but he was like, Paul came into this with nothing to lose, and it's actually very tough to fight people like that because like fight camp takes such a toll on you,
big time.
That when you've got someone coming in who's a veteran who hasn't had that wear on their body for the last couple of weeks, that can be a real challenging opponent. Santos was actually nervous of him before it started. It was interesting. Like, I hadn't.
That's weird because you think at like at his level, like his like psychology wouldn't really be concerned with the other lad.
Yeah, but he had considered.
That's mad, isn't it? Like,
because he just wasn't sure what he could expect out of Paul, because he could just go hell for leather, like, and
see, I find that mad.
His strength and ready to go.
Jeez, that's mad. I always think like you know, for me, like the other lad doesn't come into the equation too much. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's more like you remember even kind of you were saying like previously, you're like, oh, is this rescheduled for like that lad on fighting and stuff? But like, I don't give a fuck about him. Like, Joe, like it's but like it could be anyone. Like it's me and me dealing with a skill set. Like you'll even see it after my fights. Like, Joe, some guys are like really hung up about their opponent. Like, but you even see like I'm like indifferent to them before and indifferent after. Joe, you always see this with novice fighters. Like, Joe, when they fight them, they're their best friend after for like 2 months. They're always like comedy or shit. Like you'll see even after I win, just knuckle touch, like that's it. You're a target. I'm trying to elbow, like
business.
You know, so like
contract is concluded.
Yeah, that's it. Like you know, even like they're neither my friend nor their enemy.
Yeah,
you know, they're an object that I have to try beat. You know, so.
And so what will you do now over the next couple of months once you get that knee back under you again and feeling good?
Yeah. So look, right now, like, man, I thought it was I'm a little freaked because I thought it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, but it seems like it's a bit worse now. But I'm going to the Middle East there in 10 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
My dad lives there.
Ah, sick.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
He lives in Kuwait.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I'm going to go to Dubai, meet him. Do you know, because it's just better than Kuwait, man. Like, you know, Kuwait's just a jungle or a desert, like.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to Abu Dhabi for 2 weeks. Do you know, like
you may as well, man.
May as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
else going on here,
yeah. Do you know, like, and sun shining over there, like it's not shining here, like, so.
Savage over there, but
yeah, that's it. And so, do you know, like just take the positives out of this knee. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that otherwise. So, like, that's what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, so you suppose, and then as well, when you're in those conditions, well, you decompress. Your body has a chance to go, okay, let's just relax for a while. Because I assume you won't be able to do intense training over there. Like, you might be probably running and stuff to keep the knee getting stronger. But
yeah, that's it. Like, you know, Yeah, just like that, man. Just tip away over there, and you know it's nice because like that first year as a professional was stressful enough as well, man. Like, you know, like because even when I wasn't fighting for that year off, I did a camp because I was supposed to be fighting in April. Then always getting ready. So like, it's good now just to unwind. Like,
how does it feel being a pro versus when you were an amateur?
Actually, like because I always kind of thought in my like stubborn head, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, like fight's a fight, but much better because it makes my life easier because it justifies it to nearly everyone around me. Do you get me? So like, say like not that you really need this, but it does help. Say with like my mum, like and stuff like that. Like, you know, when I'm amateur and I'm getting in these crazy fights against these lunatics, she's like, what's the point of all this? But now that she can see like you know, a lot of newspapers, a lot more media, like even like the neighbours in our estate booked the fight like and watched it on their TV. Do you know what I mean?
Deadly.
But like that doesn't
and they're
happen.
saying it back to your mother.
Yeah,
as well,
man, like
she's actually beginning to see the rewards from it.
Like, you know, my 2 fights are on Fight Pass. Like, so like the neighbours are getting that, their kids are getting that. So, you know, they're kind of seeing that like, oh, this is an actual thing. Like, this isn't just me. Like, because initially she was like, I'm like explaining to her that I'm getting locked in a cage for free to fight a lad. She's like, that's everything you should avoid. Like she'd go all her life to avoid that situation, and I'm paying to do it. Like, so like, not even that money's a thing, but now that she sees that like everyone's on to me about this, like my granny saw me in the paper there for the last one, and now she's like, oh, okay.
Man, that's I really like that. There's something that must feel very gratifying.
Well, look,
because it legitimizes what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're not just some weird little scumbag that goes off fighting people on the weekends. It's moving into sort of like the respected world where it's common conversation.
Yeah,
and it's respected.
Do you know, that's it. Like you know, like initially it was fighting, but now it's like professional fighting, and it's a different thing. Like it's not cowboy country. Like, and you saw with Cage Warriors Manchester or Cork, the shows are different. Like, there's interviews before, there's professional photography. It's a business, man. You know what I mean?
The display that they put on for Cage Warriors, man, blew my mind.
You should have been
savage.
Imagine fighting in it, like
come out into that cage, man, in front of that crowd. Those lights going and the music.
And
man,
for it to be an absolute
sick.
gunslinger of a fight as well.
Sick,
you know what I mean?
It was so sick.
But that's that shit. Like you know, like. But then when she sees that, like, because like my dad came to some fights and I was fighting in dives, like, and meaty fights, like in like a drama theatre up in Drogheda, and I broke his nose, he broke my nose, and my dad's after like, here, but what's the fucking point of this WWE belt you just got? Like, do you know what I mean? But I'm there like this because, like, do you know, as mad as it sounds, like if you ever talk to Aaron Maguire about us, like he thought I was gonna. Like, say, like, everyone else now sees this, like, I just became professional, this is a thing, but man, how long have you known me? I've been in this forever, like, it seems so when I went to Cage Warriors, it was like, when I won my first amateur belt, it was like a big shock to people. It wasn't a shock to me and Aaron. When I went to Cage Warriors and won this, like you can see after, I wasn't celebrating too much. We saw it coming, man. Like, and now I just really think, like, in my head, when I go to the UFC, everyone's going to be like, oh, but I'm going to be like, I planned this when I was 19, man. Do you know? So that's the way I think about it. Like,
you see, that's mind like water. So that was I can't remember where I came across that concept, but it's literally like water. You throw stones at the water.
Bruce Lee, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was sorry.
That's exactly it.
Mind like water.
Yeah.
So it accepts whatever comes in.
It
doesn't overact disproportionately or underreacts, and then it returns to an even state.
Yeah.
And that was you, because I remember when you came out of the fight afterwards, you were all bust up and you were buzzing, you were looking around. But like, some of the fighters coming out that door, because I was on the door at the time, like, it's really coming in and patch. And you're like, okay. Because they're bouncing around, they're full of energy, and you can see that they've been, now honestly, and they're completely understandable that they've been charged up after this fight. But you came out with this sort of air around you of composure, acceptance.
But that's it. Like, you know, like,
you say goodbye to me. You were chatting to people. You're coming in now. I think Dylan was with you at the time. And it was a noticeable difference between you and the other fellas who were coming in there.
Well, look, like it's no surprise to me that I beat that kid. And like that's why what I'm saying to you, like, you know, I'm not in any rush for this next fight because like the plan's long term. Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, but I could quickly make it a sprint if I blow out my knee and I get a timer on this. Because like that guy that was in our gym since the start, like one of the patrons of the gym, Jack Monaghan, like he tore his ACL, and like he even says his knee's on borrowed time now, like, because there's only a certain amount of times it can go or something, like, and like, so like think about the guys really close to me, like Jack, Aaron, Dylan Maher, like they properly damaged their knees, and they were like, so the second like my knee went, like they weren't like oh no chances, they were like, not like, this is one fight. of like I always like
Let it go.
yeah, I always had the image of my head that like I'd have 30 professional fights and then cut it. Like I've just always had that in my head, you know. So like, what's the point of rushing fight 3, man?
Yeah.
There's a multiple of 10 coming on that, like.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
So
a good way of looking at it.
yeah.
If you weren't a fighter though, what would you do?
Huh?
If you weren't a fighter, what would you do?
I could go into the guards, like, you know, there's a few things I could do, like something anyway to like
Something gives you a rush.
yeah, like Joe, if you talk to like Aaron about me when I first came to the gym, I was wild, like I was mad. So like I just always like, this is such a good like purpose for me, like so I just have to find a different purpose very rapid.
You're a people person.
Yeah.
And you see, like that's why you hated accounting. Like,
Yeah,
it's
man.
not your personality.
Yeah.
It's suited you at all. Sitting at the desk 8 hours a day crunching numbers.
Oh man. Yeah, literally though, like, and like
I couldn't even imagine trying to do it for a year.
But you know yourself, like you know, like,
pay me enough money to sit at a stupid desk.
oh, but man, the thing is, like, when I was talking to people there, I was like, do you like this job? And they're like, oh no, hate it, but like Joe pays. And I was like, man, like I can't like, it's kind of like people, like you're probably the same way, man. Yeah, like Joe, if I really like someone, I like them. But Joe, if I don't like someone, I can't let them. I can't be killing them. I actually dislike them. Like same with work, man. Like Joe, if I like it, like fighting, like you like going to a job because every day isn't loving it, but it's just you accept it and you're doing it. Like, but it's not hating it though. Like I hated it, boy. Like I was just, it wasn't me. Like I was like, I'm wasting what stuff I have, like, you know, because even there was this girl next to me and she was lovely and stuff like that, but like you could tell like maybe the back of her brain was firing and she was nailing it, the front of my brain was firing and I couldn't even do it, man. Like she'd give me work and I'd actually just be like, it felt like school. I was like, I'll just get in trouble. I was like, I don't give a shit, like, you know, like she'd bring me into the office giving out to me and I was like, is this really the real world, man? Do you know what I mean? Like I was like,
and it's that rat race again where you're living on a dime, you're running to somebody else's schedule, and again, if you have no goals, you end up working for people who do.
Yeah, man,
you're going into these
100%,
kind
like,
of jobs, you're just a clog in the wheel.
Like, who's that lad?
Soul destroying.
Earl Nightingale says that, like, in modern, I'm sure it isn't Earl Nightingale. He says, like, in modern day society, like, what cowardness is conformance. Like, you know, like you always see this. But it's easier to do this. Man, obviously it's not easier. Like I have a master's. Like I could do lots of things. Obviously it's not easier to try kick the head off lads. But like life isn't easy. Like,
and they get paid to do it.
But
that's where it's really difficult.
Yeah.
You can get good at kicking the head off lads.
Yeah.
But if you want to do that full time, you've got to find a way of monetizing that.
Yeah, man. And you know, like, and there's lots of avenues. But like, you know, like life isn't supposed to be easy. Like it's just about stuff that's worth suffering for. You know what I mean?
This is the thing, man. People like to sit back and allow life to happen to them.
Yeah.
And they get pulled along with every current going, and they hate it.
But
and internally, they're like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, because why? Because why?
Yeah. That's it though, you know, and like it's because you can't get the finger out and just chant something like you know, like.
But what is that though? Why don't people? Really
I think it's the fucking a pair of bollocks on them, like, because I like without sounding too bad to KPMG. Look, I'm not going back there anyway. Like, so might as well burn the bridges. Like, but like, you know, like those lads, like I was like, man, would you ever like your mommy's telling you to do this? Like none of you like it. You all hate it. Like me and my buddy, we met this guy and like this was like last hitch effort because it'd be easier if I liked accounting, man. Definitely be easier. Imagine I loved it. It'd be the job. I'd just be an accountant, happy out, like cushy. But we met this guy and like he was, my friend Luke Wallace was doing it with me, and like this guy was a few years above Luke in school, and like he was like, Joe, that cool guy, like always got with hot girls, like always like Joe, just a guy that you'd like to be like. Do you know what I mean? And there was no one else like that. So, and he was a few things above us, like, and Wallace was, this guy is going to convince you to do it, because I needed to see someone in there like that I could relate to. Do you know what I mean? And we met this guy and he would like really out of shape and stuff like that, and he was like, to be honest, I absolutely hate it. He was like, it's just because I'm so far gone into it now, I can't go back.
What a weak excuse.
And once he said that, man, I was like, like, I'm not going to prison for 4 years after college, man. What the fuck? I'd rather be happy sweeping the streets, man. You know what I mean? Like this is how I knew it wasn't for me. I was blessed, in counting my blessings. I was back in the door. I was like, I do this for the rest of my life instead of being an accountant. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah.
It's real sad, man. It really does.
But no wonder depression's going up, man. You know what I mean? And shit like that. Like, Joe, like if you're actually dragging your heels to work every day, like,
something wrong.
Yeah, and I heard this, like, I was reading a lot. I was doing a lot, listening to a lot of like talkers and stuff at the time about like psychology and like what you're supposed to do. Because obviously I was having like an existential crisis there because I hated this so much. Like, Joe, you don't feel normal. Like, and I was like, Joe, you can tell yourself anything you want, but you know if your job's right for you by the feeling you get when you're on your way to it. And like it was so true because like every time I was getting the Lewis to work, like I used to have this dog, and when we used to bring it into the vet, it used to bite the floor as we were bringing it in, like, and that's what I felt like, man, going in there. So I was like
chewing on the handrails.
I was like,
don't make me go in here.
I was like, $100,000 a year, I wouldn't do it. Like, no way, all the money in the world. Like,
that's the way I look at it. As well.
Yeah, man, and like. And you know, like these are your years that like you can throw your hand at lots of stuff to see if you like it.
This is a big thing. And Gary Vaynerchuk, looks at this very, very well, and I respect him for the way he comes at this angle. From 20 to 30 is when you can screw around and try different things. Try things, for crying out, flipping loud. If you're going to take risks, take them now.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you're 45. You're overweight, you hate your family, not hate your family, a lot of fellas hate their family, but because their life hasn't been what they've wanted, they have just resentment towards everything that should be good, everything you should get enjoyment out, they despise, because they didn't have the balls to orchestrate their life accordingly. Yeah. And I see it as well, I see it in security, where I see a lot of fellas who didn't...
Oh, it's like textbook for them, man. You know what I mean? Like people, you know, people like, say us at this age, we go to pay our bills. No one goes to security in their 30s and 40s to pay their bills, man. It's only to flirt with girls or get a break from the family. Yeah. You know yourself, it's always like that.
But the fellas who are stuck in security, trying to pay their bills off security, because when they were younger they didn't try anything else.
There you go. Do you know, like,
there's this big thing though where like individuals' images themselves, it's not being supported by society, it's not being encouraged, it's not being nurtured, and it's actually the majority of people don't have the confidence to try different things, to try experiments. And when you sit down, and this is one of the things I like about podcasts, is that one of the things I was noticing when I had conversations with people around the place is that when you listen to them for a little while, they'll tell you what they wanted to do or what they still think of doing, or do you know what could actually be a good business idea, and they'll tell you something. And I turn around and so do it! Yeah. What are you waiting for? Yeah. And they look at you like you're setting heads like, kid, I'm working.
But it's not practical, like, do you know what I mean? But man, the thing is though, like, what I always find is like, say, like, you know, doing this mad thing like MMA, which like quickly is turning into something I'm making an income off in terms of PTs and stuff like that. Like when I was kind of like saying that to like the people in KPMG, like they were kind of like, oh, ridiculous, dismissing it. And the only reason they're doing that is because they're in themselves, they know they couldn't go for something, so they're like being like, that's bullshit. Like it's sourness though, and you see that all through Irish culture. They're like, I was talking to this really intelligent lad, Sana, on his podcast a while. He did psychology in college, stuff like that. In the Sana Govender in like the Wildcast podcast, and we're talking about it like it's a real Irish thing. They're like, that's stupid, that'll never work. And you hear that off Irish people all the time. But like, do you know what I was saying about professional? When I first started MMA and I was like, I want to do this from rowing, everyone's like, that's stupid, it'll never work. Now everyone's like, you're like overhyping me, man. They're like, you're the biggest animal ever, you know, like you're like, everyone says to me like, Joe nights out if they're drinking and I'm working, you're in the UFC, man. I'm like, man, you thought this was fucking stupid like 2 years ago, like, and like, Joe, they don't see it until they do, like. And like you were saying there, like, I can't really compartmentalize stuff well. So like that's why I think people get so angry in like their 35s and their 45s, because like, say if like my job's not going well, like when I come home I can't be sunshine and rainbows, man. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, do you know, like so say like my relationship, if like, will be affected if this is going really badly in my life. Yeah, man.
That's why so many people have problems with their families. It's because, and it's their own fault, because they're not fixing the core issues. That's there, and it does infiltrate the rest of your life, and it makes an incredibly sour, horrible individual.
Especially 40 hours a week of your life, man. That's a lot. Like,
it's something as well, because of the lockdown, I have to do a lot of static security, and it's torture. It's beyond torture. Yeah. And it is actually very destructive for the psychic, and I can see why there's so many overweight static security guards of shops and stuff, and you talk to them for 2 minutes and, oh, I'm here 15 years back.
Yeah, why, like?
But you look at them and they look unhealthy. Yeah. They look sad, their eyes are dead, there's no life in them, and I can just see the fact they got stuck and they didn't move away from it, and now they're suffering for it, and suffering big time. And like I've been trying to look at other things to move into other jobs, but there's not a lot out there at the minute that I want to do, because that's the other thing, is I won't move into something that's worse than where I am now. Yeah. And the thing with static is that some of the shifts are okay, because depending on where you get placed, you can actually, So, for example, English market in Cork is actually a grand place to get placed with security, because there's 2 other security fellas with you, so you're chatting to them every few minutes, and there's loads of customers around, there's loads of stall people, all the traders and stuff in there, lovely people, I'm always looking for a chat, and it's grand because you get to socialise. I'm also a people person, so I need to be chatting, I need to be engaging with people. And then recently, last week, they put me up in Mayfield, and so for people who don't know Cork, Mayfield is one of the rougher areas of Cork for a variety of reasons. Lack of funding, a lack of care. It's in that bit just outside the city. Whether that affects that it's not in the county council's focus, I don't know. There's a few other factors. That it's got some social problems, and so I'm in this sort of a local community shop, and there's 4 different main gangs of youths, all under the age of 18, that hang around, they loiter, they're loud, they cause a bit of trouble, but they're not bad kids. And when I first went in, and the shopkeeper's kind of like giving you the heads up, like, oh, they're going to be like this, and they're going to give you this kind of grief and that kind of thing. Okay, let me get a feel of them and see if I can chat to them and see what they're like. And once you begin to talk to them, they're great crack. Yeah. They're great crack, and they're tapped. Right? Don't get me wrong, they're nut jobs, but they're actually alright, and you can get on with them. And I've actually really enjoyed working there for the last couple of days, and I'm there again now this week, and I'm actually looking forward to it. And going back to what you were saying about how the idea of when you're bringing the dog to the vet, the dog knows he's fighting you, and that's how you felt going into county. Yeah. I used to be driving to work to do the doors, particularly when I started, and I used to be singing behind the wheel on a lovely sunny evening, and
remember me and you were working together,
and I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait to get into work.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine 40 years of having the other feeling.
Oh, 100%, man. Like, but exactly that. Like, I remember, like, I finished this boxing session, just a normal run-of-the-mill boxing thing, like, and, like, the feeling I got, like, I was like, man, like, that was just, like, I'm alive, that was the best thing ever, like, and, I know I meant to do the sport, because, like, once I got my fight announced, I was like, the rush I felt, the shivers up the back of my neck, I was like, life is good. But then, like, the exact opposite feeling being an accountant, man. Remember even me and you were working together in UCC? Yeah. That was such good crack, man.
That was great.
Yeah,
crack,
man. Why can't that pay you $100,000 a year? Like,
man. Like, that's why we need to find a way of getting paid outside of it, so we can keep doing that.
Yeah. Or else just find something like that, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I actually always played around the idea of doing the private security, like the close protection. There's not a huge amount of that in Ireland, but once you go England or America, close protection. But one of the things that pulled me away from it is that, like, majority of the time, so you need 99.9% of the time you need special forces experience, at the very least military experience. You have to have all your firearms training, you have all that, and then if you really are good and you land a good job, it's long weeks. So you're spending full time with your what's the term? Your principal. You're spending all the time with your principal, especially if they're celebrities and stuff, or if they're musicians on tour. Yeah. And so it's very rough on family life. It's hard to build a life outside of the job. So while it might be a lot of fun to actually do it. Yeah. That fun is taken from other sources of fun, such as family, hanging out with your friends, getting a bit silly on the weekend, whatever it is.
Yeah, but pick your poison, like.
Well, okay, but this is the thing. Yeah. And so if you were prepared to sacrifice some of the other fun to maximise it in one area,
yeah.
Close protection would be sick, and it's savage money.
Yeah.
Savage money.
Well, there you go, man. Like, like that's the thing. Like I was like. Buddhism, like Trevor, like look up in the bits of Buddhism, like one thing, like the Buddha says is, like, life is suffering. It's just what you're worth suffering for. Like think about, like, for a perfect example is, like, your house. Like, your house is the thing you spend the most money on. Like, so, like, your wife, like, your wife's the person you fight the most with in the world. Like your job, like, is you just have to make, like, which one's worth sacrificing. Like, is that sacrifice worth this, and then making it work? Certainly better than the 9 to 5 hating it. Like nothing's worth that.
And
like,
people can't seem to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, because that nothing's like, man, fighting. Like my girlfriend will tell you 8 weeks of me being in a bad mood because I'm losing 12 kg. But that. And I put it on that last post when I won. I was like, worth the sacrifice every time, because that's what it is, man. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing. Like
delayed gratification. Yeah. The ability to commit to something, to suffer for it, with the knowledge and the hope and the idea that it's going to be worth it at some stage. Yeah. But that's another reason, though, at the minute why people like Peterson stuff are becoming prominent, is because there's an acknowledgement that life is suffering. Yeah. And there's no way around it.
100%.
So you can either accept the suffering and do your best to minimise the suffering you have to go through. Yeah. So suffering is inevitable, misery is optional.
Yeah, man. The path to paradise is through hell, like. You know what I mean?
And Carl Jung said, in order to reach to heaven, your roots must go down to hell.
Yeah,
You have to understand what it means to suffer. And once you can accept that, you can really begin to make changes.
And that's what I mean about rowing. Like, remember, like when you bring it back, like rowing is like just pain. Like even if you win like the 2 kilometer
mornings on a cold river, you're psychos.
Even the activity itself, though, like say if you do like a 2,000 meter thing on the ergometer, that's like the standard test to get on the Irish team. So we always have to do it. Like every year as an Irish team, we have to
get on there.
When I was junior, I got 6:32 when I went to the World Championships. Anyway, like.
Explain that to me. 6 minutes.
6 minutes 32, like.
So you did 2,000 meters.
In 1:37 per 500. Yeah. So, and that was when I was 18, like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But and that, man, there was much better than that. Like I was more of a on the water guy. Like you know, yeah. But that's just same thing. Just hard. But it's like short term satisfaction over long term fulfillment. Like. Pick your enemy, like, you know what I mean?
Because it was even when I did the podcast with Tolga, which is coming out this week, which I do hope you should watch, because it is very good.
Yeah.
He's a good man to connect with. But like afterwards, we finished up and we went out and we did, so there's calisthenic bars just outside here.
Yeah, I see.
And we did a workout there late at night, pitch black. He had the gymnastic ropes, and it was just there's something so satisfying. It was like, man, if I could do this every day, all day, I'd be so
that's
happy.
it, like,
if I could run a podcast, if I could go out and train with random people whenever I wanted, and just wake up one morning and be like, right, I'm going to read for 3 hours because I have time, and I don't have a podcast till next week, and you know, whatever else, and freeing up that time to do what you want is where real like peace and satisfaction and happiness comes from. And
because you know yourself, man, like you know, it's not like, you know, sometimes like you'd be thinking, because I don't want to do these off jobs, it's not a lack of hard work, like.
No,
like
it's not.
I train 12 times a week fighting. Like I'll bust my bollocks if I like it. You know what I mean? So like you could do, like, say if you to do 10-hour days of your podcast, but it's your podcast and you're doing it on your terms because you want to. Oh, you'd rock them out, man. You do them all day, every day. We do nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you let me to my own device, I train all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, so.
And that's what we're doing. We're creating lives where we can do what we want to do all day, every day.
And like, you know, like. You know yourself, make it all, blow it all, make it all again. Like you know, this is the age to do it. Like worst comes to worst, like I'm in a fortunate position where like I could just stay on my mom's couch there for a week or two if I really blow it, like, and I'll be back out again. You know what I mean? Like so.
And going back to the Gary again, that sort of that 10-year window, we have the opportunity now to commit to it when we don't have kids, we don't have all these pressures dragging us back. And so if we want to risk something, we can go hell for leather on it and not have to look back.
Do you know, even another example, like my dad always says to me, he's like, this is kind of why I'm going to the Middle East next in 9 days as well, because he's like, Joe, when you travel 20 to 25, he's like, that's cool. He's like, when you travel even 25 to 30, he's like, that's cool. He's like, do you ever see that? Because I went to Thailand, like, he's like, do you ever see that 34-year-old guy traveling? Not cool anymore. That's how short that window is, man. Like now's the time for all this stuff. Like say now it's really cool to be that young guy going after what he wants. If you start doing this at 35, man, rocking a hard place, like, you know what I mean? Like that's when shit gets serious. So
you didn't do a training camp or anything over Thailand?
I did, yeah. Nice. 4 months, man. Yeah.
4 months?
Yeah. It's unreal. When I was 20.
Tell me about that.
Just like the best experience, and like, you know, like that's what that was like the makings of me, because when I went over there, I fought this guy Alan Marin over this 5-round fight, like, and it was like it was like his 25th professional fight, like just a war, because I knew if I did that fight when I was 20, there was no way they were ever going to let me fight a professional when I went home for years and years. So I was like, I want to fight the best guy around here, like, so they put me in on him, and I hung with him, man. I went 5 rounds, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was broke up, my face was sideways, my shin was fucked, but after, like, I was like, man, like I did that at 20, like, do you know what I mean? Like I went to Thailand completely by myself. Like, you'll actually love this, right? Like, so this is like the best thing about Thailand was like it was like everyone went there to run away, right? So I used to go sparring the pros, okay? And I was like really young, I was sparring the pros, and then I used to get a protein shaker, like have it in my bag. I used to get that, drive to the beach. At this point, when I think about this now, it's lunacy. Like it was pitch black when I got to this beach by the time I finished, So I used to park my moped by this shop called Mama's. It was like this seafood place, have my protein shake, and like in pitch black swim right out into the middle of the ocean, or like not in the middle of the ocean, but like jump out till I was treading water. And man, when you looked up, it's Thailand, like, so like complete stars, man. Like I was there treading water completely by myself, and like it was like Joe, like The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, man. You're like, no one knows I'm here. I'm completely in Asia, in the sea, treading water, pitch black, looking up the thing, man. it was like, it gives me the buzz, and like that feeling like was in me when I went to KPMG. I was like, man, you could be doing that, like, instead you're in this fucking office doing this for nothing, for what, like, for like those boys don't even make that much money, like, initially down the line, but you're coming out at like 44 grand, sure, hustle, you make that, like, you know what I mean, so like those things like reinforce when I'm doing this, like fighting that lad in Thailand. Like, I got collected on a moped by this fucking Thai on a bike, and like driven out to the stadium, and I was like, at 20 I was like, so you know, like, that's living, like
you went for it, though.
yeah,
that's the difference.
Just keep going for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Do you know what I mean?
People waiting for?
And like, that was at 20.
They're
so
expecting someone to come out of the sky and say, okay, now is when you take the risk.
No
one's going to ever tell you to do it.
No one's going to save your life, like.
No one is ever going to do it.
Yeah. That's a buzz, though. Pumped up for this podcast now, man. You know?
We're flowing now.
Yeah.
So was it only Muay Thai that you were fighting your man in?
Yeah.
That's vicious.
Oh,
Muay Thai is one of the reasons I don't think I can ever actually commit to MMA.
My first time swinging elbows, like,
bitch, man. I can't do it.
You get used to it, man.
Oh, you can tell me that.
Yeah.
But I watch Muay Thai fighters and I go, no, thank you.
It's a different feeling getting hit by an elbow. Like jump. It doesn't really hurt when you fight, like, but elbows do. Feels like a hammer hitting your head.
The thing that really gets me is checking kicks.
Nah, man, that goes away. That's easy work, boy. That's easy work, man. Like you probably can't hear this on the podcast, but listen, like, that's dead and gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that goes away.
That makes me sick.
Yeah.
My shin goes.
Oh, I'd kick it off a pole for you, like. But that's not even.
How long did it take to build up?
Not even that long, like, and it's just you get.
How much did you suffer?
Not really, boy. Not really.
Like,
not really. Like, you know, like, I remember when I was first taking off my shin pads for a fight, I was like, because like, you know, I did like 5 amateur fights with shin pads on. Then like I was only 8 months, and I did like took them off, and now obviously I've had loads of fights with my shin pads. I don't wear them anymore, and when I was like this, like Joe, you'd be having nightmares of this. I was like, man, like, what's that going to feel like? I was like, will that even hurt? And I remember so well, the lad kicked me and I like cross-checked it and felt on my shin. I just couldn't feel anything. It's a fight, man. You're full of adrenaline. And as well, what one guy said to me, Willie Murphy, which is so true, goes, if you check a kick and you're worried about it hurting, you're going to have to worry about plenty more coming back for you anyway, so you forget about it. Like when I fought that guy in Thailand, it's just a war, like smashing shins, swinging elbows, both of us bust like 5 rounds in like the scorching heat in Thailand. I'm 20, my mum said the J1 would be too dangerous, so I'm out in Bangla Stadium slinging it, like, and no pain. The second the fight finished, just I went pale because I'd like fractured my shin. So I was just like only the small. Just went home. Like, just when I woke up the next day, I felt like I got hit by a car, man. My ribs were bruised, my knuckles were fucked, my shin was all.
No cryotherapy out there.
No, just fucking back into that sea.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did you take a day out after that fight?
I actually had to take the week, but I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I've never to this day been so broke up after a fight, and I've had like maybe 35 fights since. Like,
and were you fighting all the Thai boys up there as well?
No, just that one lad, Alan Marm, because I was
getting. The rest was just what? So just
training, because I was getting
sparring?
No sparring as well. Yeah. Because I was.
I know what you're separating that as a fight.
Because I made my MMA debut then, like 3 weeks after I came home. So
did that fight go on your record? Was that a proper
pro fight?
No, the fight with your man in Thailand.
Oh well, yeah, but like Joe in Thai boxing, like there aren't really, like, it's not like Joe in MMA, everything's tracked. Yeah. In Thailand, just like you could have done that 10 times.
Shanshai has how many fights does he have?
Yeah.
It's something ridiculous.
Yeah, Lord Zilla, man, was my neighbour, and he's like one of the best Thais of all time, and he puts on his record like 200, but he's like, man, like he's fighting since he's 8 or like I think younger nearly, and he's like 400 odd. Like he's like
even Adesanya has crazy numbers.
Yeah, who's keeping track like that level?
Yeah. Like there's so many, he's just churning them out.
Like I was lucky that fight was on YouTube, like, but plenty of boys I know just went over fought. They could have been telling you lies for all you know, like, do you know what I mean?
Jesus, mad, man. Brilliant though.
Serious
buzz. Where were you staying when you were in Thailand?
There was like rented accommodation close enough to it, so it was actually a grand gaff. Yeah,
was this paid for by the club?
So initially when I went there, I was paying it off my own back, and then I got on really well with the coach, and then I just stayed out there for the next 2 months, and then I didn't pay for the last 2 months. Sound, yeah.
And another thing then, just because this is what I'm always curious about, is your nutrition and your diet.
Yeah.
How strict are you, first of all? How good is your diet?
So like when I'm out of camp, it's like good, like generally eat healthy, and then there'd be like fleeting moments of it shit, like you know, like pure with my personality, you know. But then like in camp, it's like like so strict, because like, do you know, I've done a lot of weight cuts, and I've a really good nutritionist, Yannick McGee, like, and so it's just like, if I have to make 70 and do it in a way that doesn't damage my performance, then it's like from 8 weeks out, no, I can't really afford to fuck it up, because I could miss, like, not miss weight, but damage my performance, like, or miss weight, like, depends how badly I fucked it up. So,
and like, is he setting exactly what you're eating?
Exactly, yeah, like to the macro, like,
and like roughly how would it look like?
So like
the average eating day.
I'll tell you exactly it, man. Like, so like it's done around my program. So like,
is it very repetitive?
Yeah, but for me, like, my nose has been broken 6 times, so I've no taste buds. Like very very little. Like I distinguish between lamb and like chicken. Like but like in turn, like I crack an egg and eat it for you as well. Like, so you can hear it all the time, man. It sounds like I have a cold all the time. Like,
Would you ever get that fixed?
Not now, anyway, man. Like, it's in the middle of my face. It'll probably get broke again. Like, it'll probably get broke a couple of times. Like, so like pure boxer schnauz on me. Like, but
so once you get over, you know, as Boyle would say, the mouthfeel, you can consume anything.
So every morning, the only thing that I actually said that I have to have on the diet is like protein porridge, because it just like fills me up so much for the day, and it's like probably one of my favorite things to eat. Is like ridiculous as that sounds.
Just normal porridge with protein shake.
yeah. So like so I have that in the morning, and then I go training, and then when I come home, I have like a dinner consisted of, it's like cod, sweet potato, and like the weighings are different depending. Cod, sweet potato, gherkins, and like he just has it on there for whatever rhyme or reason. Like it because it's low calorie and it bulks out my carbs and makes me feel fuller. And then I have a large salad thing. Then I have a Greek yogurt and whey protein, and then I have that dinner again later, and that's it. Like when I'm cutting big weight.
Oh
yeah,
it's that on repeat
for Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Yeah, and then Tuesdays is like in the morning that porridge thing, and then like a similar dish, but it's salmon. I'm on that fish and rice cakes diet in a big way.
I was gonna say, like, that can be the tough aspect of it, is just getting over that mind game of just it's the same thing every day. And once you accept that, you just, you know.
No one asked for it but me, like. Do you know what I mean? You you want it, you got it. You want to be a fighter.
And are you supplementing then as well with vitamins, minerals?
Like just I have like this Juice Plus thing, so it's like this gold vitamin tablet thing that my dad's really big on, like, because he's huge into nutrition, like. Okay. And it's just because, like, you know, through that camp you're losing minerals and stuff, and because you're cutting so much weight, like you're in catalysis, isn't it? Like, so he gives me this thing just that has all your vitamins and shit in it.
And do you know the brand name, or do you know what's in it?
It's a gold vitamin tablet. I'll send you after, because it's serious. Like, it's like one of those really expensive ones, but he like insists on it. Like, so if he covers it, grand. Like,
this was something now, because I went to after Ryan's podcast actually. So we're on the magnesium and zinc.
Yeah, CMA. I take it every night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're already there.
Yeah.
So I was going into. So he mentioned Here's Health, and I was up in Wilton. I had to refill my magnesium anyway. So I was like, you know something, I'm actually going to go in now to Here's Health. I'm going to see what they're going to say to me about this, that and the other. And so I went in, and she snapped me straight and said, oh, hello sir, can I help you today? Okay, well, here we go. So I was like, okay, well, look, I'm looking for magnesium, looking for zinc, I need to top up my vitamin D, yada yada. And she's like, okay, and can I ask you why you're taking your magnesium? I was like, to be honest, I absolutely have no idea, like, but all I know is when I'm going to bed, if I take it going to bed,
sleep so well.
Oh man,
you could get 6 hours. It's like 10, man.
It's beautiful.
Do you get trippy dreams though?
Say again.
Do you get trippy dreams?
Other things give me trippy dreams.
Yeah.
But dreams not so much. Like when I do have dreams, they're pretty intense anyway. Like.
Yeah. CMA man.
I wouldn't have connected with the. With that being said, actually. That's something I actually maybe need to keep an eye on now, because I had a weird dream last night, man. And I had my magnesium last night. I didn't have my magnesium the night before, and over the weekend, for the Thursday, I think I had a wild dream as well.
Is it zinc magnesium?
No, so she ended up giving me the zinc and the magnesium separate.
Yeah.
Now she stung me, and I'm annoyed at her for doing this, but I wasn't expecting. So yeah, so she goes, why do you want the magnesium? I was like, yeah. Can't explain to you. She goes, it's to do with your muscles. So magnesium allows your muscles, it prevents cramping, it allows your muscles to decompress and just to sort of relax, for want of a better scientific term. And she was raving about it. She was like she was talking about like it was cocaine. So she was like, oh, I've built myself up now. I can take a full teaspoon going to bed, and even during the day if I'm feeling a bit tired, I can top it up too.
Oh yeah?
And I was like, okay, interesting. And she goes, right, so this is the brand I recommend. She picks up this thing. and she goes, but it's magnesium citrate and it's the powder form. I was like, have you any tablets? She goes, well, we're out of stock of this tablet, but the powder's better because it's faster absorption.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever. So the first night I went to take it, so whenever, I haven't taken creatine in years, but when I used to be taking creatine, the easiest way was just teaspoon onto the tongue.
Yeah, same, yeah.
And just knock it back. Magnesium onto the tongue. Started burning instantly.
What?
And I'm like,
no way.
I'm swinging it down. Oh, it was horrible. It was rotten. It was like a party drug. It was just chemical, just that. And I was like, okay, this is going to be tough. So the next day then, I chewed in with apple juice. No better.
What?
Really struggled with it. I was like, okay, this is going to be a problem.
What's that girl doing, man? Do you know what I mean?
She must be an animal.
Yeah, she must be. Yeah, 100%.
She's able to take it. But anyway, other than that, she just sold me. She was
doesn't take it at all.
Yeah, doesn't take it at all. Like, it just
fuck
sales,
that. Like,
yeah.
no one else bought it. Like,
but she then. So then I was like, right, experiment. Make sure you're still not catch up. And I big into the Tesco flavoured water, fizzy water. I mix it with other juices and stuff. It's savage stuff. But peach and passion fruit, I was like, go on, I'll give this a shot. Peach and passion fruit, just a dribble of it, like magazine, boom, okay, manageable, grand to take. Weird. So magnesium powder with peach and passion fruit, Tesco fizzy water, weirdly works.
class.
But I also went away then and I bought the empty capsules. So I'm going to start making up my own magnesium tablets because the powder is really difficult to ingest. But where I was going with that, yes. So she starts going on about all the different magnesiums and and all the different things. I don't know if you've been here as Health and Wilton, row of all the different brands and all the different vitamins and minerals. And so I goes, look, $1 million question, what difference, because I'm seeing the prices too, and they're €50 here and €37 there, these are massive prices.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the difference between me walking into Tesco's, dropping 50 quid and getting 8 times the amount of stuff I can get in here? And she was right, let me break it down for you. And she did. Man, she knew her stuff, and I have to say it to her. And I think I want to get her on, but I need to go back and have another chat with her, really sort of get down to see if she really knows her stuff. And so she was like, so for example, the magnesium. So I can't pronounce the measurement UG, the or it's pronounced as weird.
Yeah.
4,000 UG. And she goes, you need to be taking 4,000 of this a day. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. She goes, this is the strongest one you can get. Definitely need to be taking it, especially if you're into magnesium. And then again, no, sorry, I'm wrong. Magnesium was okay, so there's no measurement on the magnesium. It was just a spoonful of that. Viridian. Then she also broke down all the different brands and stuff, and Viridian, apparently one of their selling points is that their purity is really, really high. But it was the vitamin D. So I mentioned I also want to give vitamin D. She goes, she was like, yeah, I know all about vitamin D, you want these. And they're the 4,000 UG per tablet.
Yeah.
She goes, you need to be taking at least one of these a day. Don't take more, but at least one. So I'm getting all these tablets and I bag it up, and I'm straight into Tesco and into the health and food health section. And I'm like, I'm investigating this now.
Yeah.
She was also talking about it. I was like, well, how can the other ones do it? How can Tesco's and stuff do it so cheap? She goes, bulking agents. They're filling their tablets with all different sort of things. Flavouring, not flavourings, but colourings.
That's pure Tesco as well, like, obviously, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, look, the law of economics means that there's no way they can be doing this.
Yeah, no way, man.
At half the price that you're doing, even more than half the price. So I pick up the vitamin D, the Tesco vitamin D. 25 UG per tablet. Now she just handed me tablets 4,000 UG, and Tesco's ones take one a day and are only 25 UG. And I don't know about how sensitive vitamin D is to the acid in your stomach. Yeah. You mightn't even ingest any of that 25. And they said take one. Don't exceed state of those, take one. And when you peel back the thing and you read the ingredients, there's a block of ingredients, and at the very, very bottom, the last ingredient in the thing is vitamin D.
Oh man, but that's just Tesco, like.
But they're all, like, I think there is a big difference between all the different brands and all the different
massively, man, massively.
And I never actually.
There's a reason this shit costs more, like, because like it's not even like it's a Dolce and Gabbana, like.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just like Joe, this is this, but this with a label, because like it's not like like I don't know any mineral brands really, like Joe, yeah, like so
why should I give you?
It's quality, like it's a quality thing, like
a bottle of this. And then she went into, even within her shelf, she had like 4 or 5 different main brands, and she goes, well look, these guys specialise in this particular aspect of vitamins, and these guys they reward themselves with having highly absorbable minerals, and all the stuff, and even between the high-end brands, there was all differences, and it was very, very fascinating to listen to that.
See, that's him, my dad, like that gold tablets that I'll send it to you, like that he gets me, like he's 59 and like the shape of a man, like he deadlifts 165 kg at 59, man, and he does 5.5s, like it's crazy
that
shit. Oh, I went to Kuwait with him, and I was like, oh, he couldn't be still doing that, like. And like, you know, I am a professional athlete by name and nature, like, you know what I mean? And killing me. I know I don't even lift weights, but I was like, surely I'll school this old fella. Wrecked, man. He's like 88 kg, but he's so big, like he hasn't, like, never have I seen someone so anal with their diet in their life. Like, he hasn't eaten white bread, like, maybe, and like my mom said she's never seen it, like.
Wow.
Yeah, like he's like so against, like, you know, like carcinogenic foods, like, and like, when you talk to him, like, you're like, but I didn't think I was eating chemicals, and then he, like, you see what he's eating, and then you're like, man, I'm ingesting this shit, like, you know what I mean? And then you see how pure he eats, and like his vitamins are like it's nearly like a stack, like he's having, like it's nearly like a cycle of vitamins, shit, like, and so he's that on it, like even like the amount of turmeric on his porridge and like all this stuff that he's firing on, and it looks like a pile of vomit, like. But he's always saying, like, he only buys from like the best of the best, and it's Here's Healthy he goes to, like, so not even Holland & Barrett.
Yeah, because I actually have tablets from Holland & Barrett as well, and they are full of.
It's that brand again, like he even goes to like you know, like the Polish bodybuilder shops, and like the, you know, that dusty shelf at the end, like, and that's the stuff he gets, like even he's really big in Arginine and stuff like that, and he'd explain to me why you need this, and like he's like,
what's his job?
He just works out in Kuwait, and he's like managing in a company out there.
And so this is just his own research, and he just decided he's going to take care of his body.
Oh, just his kind of life, like.
That's.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's just like him, like. Do you know?
And
like,
was he around when you were rowing and?
Yeah.
Was he sort of training you or giving you
tips? Always, like they say, like
behaviour the whole way through.
Like a big part, even my mentality to like competing and fighting, like you know, like is a big part of him, like you know, you wouldn't want to be losing in front of that lad, like.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You get a worse one off him. I'm only messing, but you know, like, but even like when I was going up, like, like even. Growing up, like my nutrition, like, and a lot of people, like, I don't look like that big a bulky guy, but like even guys that I fight after, I say I kind of have seem like this. I've retard strength, like, and it's because when I was him, he was always getting me doing, like, you know, these like Turkish get up kettlebell things, and like, you know, that type of stuff, like getting my like nerves strong. Do you know what I mean? Like so, yeah.
But even I remember there was one picture I saw recently, and the nick you were in, man. Just outstanding.
Man, I wish my phone wasn't dead. I'd show you, and you'd be shocked. Yeah, we don't.
You don't see that with all fighters.
Don't play to lose, man.
No,
do you know what I mean? And that's it. Like, you know, when I was doing this sport, I wrote down a list of like every single facet of fighting, and there's so many, like, so like, you know, boxing, Thai boxing, MMA, like my psychology, my nutrition, my everything, my conditioning, my every single bit of like what makes a complete fighter. And then like I wrote across like who is the best at this, and who is the best at this, and who is the best at this. So like, but like, because man, it's not by like what, contrary to people think, like you don't you create yourself, like 5 years ago. I'm not even this guy, like, so like, you know, I have the best sports psychologist. I never had a problem with psychology, but I want a better psychology.
Who's your
Rob Dawson, Mind Sport Consulting. He works with UFC fighters. Nutrition wise, like, I was always good at nutrition. I have a really good nutritionist, Yannick McGee. Like Thai boxing, I go up to Dublin, Collie Mahan, like, you know, like Aaron Maguire, then my MMA coach. You know what I mean? Strength and conditioning, Rob Birdsall, like, you know. So like, that's the good thing about fighting. You can create, like, it's like a Tekken character, like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's always something you're not good at, like, or you could be better. Because like, when you fight someone, like, say for example, I fought Eric Nolan and was all on the feet because I thought I was a better stand-up fighter. So like, I just matched. There's definitely attributes he's better than me, and there has to be like. But when I was fighting Nathan Epps, world champion Thai boxer, remember that was supposed to happen. Do you know what I mean? So that's his blueprint. Like when I was fighting Braikalski, I actually thought I was going to pop the head off him, it just happened to go that way, like. Do you know what I mean? So like, MMA is good that way. Like, say if I was boxing someone, I have to be better at boxing. In MMA, like, you could be elite level Thai boxer, like Nathan Epps, like, you would beat me in Thai boxing, like, that is a fact. It's good to be honest with yourself, like, not get machismo get in the way.
100%.
Take you down, you're a white belt to me, like.
Do
you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the cool thing about fighting, like. Like if you, like, and you see like GSP and John Jones, they go into it completely strategically. So.
And again, Khabib.
Exactly. Well, but he's rare then again, man, because like those guys mix it. Like, the best guys can mix it. Khabib is one of those like specialists, and he still does it to you. That's why he's like man, he has to be like the elites of the elites, because like you know exactly he's going to do that to you. Even John Jones, like John Jones strikes you, John Jones submits you, John Jones takes you down. Khabib, like Damian Maia was trying to do that, gets fucked up all the time now. You know what I mean? But Khabib's special, like, because like say if like you were going to fight Khabib, what do you think he's going to do to you?
I bring a big shotgun.
yeah. He's going to take you down, man. You know what I mean? So even if you're a black belt, down. Yeah. So he's.
All this talk now is getting me hungry. I want to go for a roll, man. I gotta go.
100%.
Gotta go pull.
That's it, man.
Excellent podcast.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I wish
My
you
pleasure.
all the best in all your ambitions, and I'm going to get you on when you're a UFC fighter. Just saying.
Has to be done, man.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, man. Nice home. Excellent.
Nice one.